Well, I was very excited to come into the theater and see so many kids. I didn't expect the room to be so full. And I watched the last 30 minutes of the film, and yeah, everyone was like clapping at the big finale when the boys are kissing. So it was amazing to see, and it was really emotional to see how everyone was so evolved. So it was one of the best screenings I ever attended. So yeah, it was so cool to like see this film and see how this age group reacted to my film. So yeah, it couldn't be better. I think at this age group, it's not really easy to talk about love, but it's definitely not easy to talk about gay love. So whenever some of the kids told me about their own stories and their own like emotions, it really like did something to me, because I wished I was that brave as some of the kids. They came in front and they talked me about their own experiences with love, and also like I think some of the gays had the same story as my main character. So it was so cool and so nice to see that my movie was starting this conversation. So yeah, it was really touching, and I like for like 40 minutes I had myself, I must say I was really emotional. So I was almost crying every time someone asked something. So it was really cool. So everyone touched me. So I think the character that I wrote down and that I'm portraying is like a little boy who is actually very okay with life, and he has good friends and his family is okay. But the moment he meets someone who's very open about his sexuality, he starts to notice that he might also feel something for boys. So I really wanted to focus on this intern struggle, because I think we saw already a lot of films about coming of age and LGBTQ subjects, but it was really important for me to just focus on the intern struggle. I didn't want to have like a lot of bullies, or with me it was the same. I didn't get really bullied because I was gay. It was more because I was the son of a singer. So yeah, this internal struggle is hard enough, and we don't need a lot of external factors, because I think the journey you have as a growing teenager is hard enough. So I think the story was already like interesting enough to just focus on this internal struggle, because I think every kid struggles with something, and I think growing up to becoming an adult is such a hard thing, and we all went through the same journey. So yeah, that's how I portrayed like Elias. So the moment we decided to work with Lou and Marius, who play Elias and Alexander, we spent a lot of time together. It was not only me, but also Oliver, who was the child therapist and the child coach. Professionally, he works as a psychologist and therapist, so he works a lot with children. So I really wanted him to be there from the starting moment of the casting until the end of the shoot. And we didn't really like learned the dialogues or something. We didn't like gave them the scenes. We just talked about emotions first, and we talked about love and sadness and anger, all these things. And although they didn't have the same stories about love and anger, they really understood what I went through, and they told me what they were scared of, what they liked, what they loved. And so the fact that we like understood each other made it possible that there was a lot of trust. And I told them about my experience in growing up and having these questions, and yeah, they were really mature to like portray what I went through. And the fact that we also talked about these emotions, it was very easy for them to show them on set, and it was a very loving environment. And I also chose to cast the brother of Lou and the sister of Marius. So it was a real big set full of trust, love, and family. So they just felt really well surrounded and very comfortable. And we also made sure whenever there was something that they thought of like saying, they could have they had the opportunity to talk about with us. So yeah, I think they're just the best actors I ever met in my life. I think my movie relates to the theme of the festival this year, because I think we all dream of worlds where we fit in or something. So I think the subject reminds me of my dreams and what I wanted my life to be and how I wanted myself to fit in. So I think dreaming of finding your place in the world is something we all do. And I think if we fulfill our wish to just follow our hearts, we can get everything we want. Like the fact that I'm here showing this film, seeing the reactions of this kid is everything I dreamed of. So let's just make sure every kid has the right to dream and to be themselves, and then we can conquer the world, I think. So yeah.